Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
He's here, kind of. We were having technical difficulties again, so we have this beautiful picture of Murphy
Yeah,
to hold down the fort
it's
until
just me
we
and
figure
this
out.
tired old laptop.
But
Me
we
and
are
this tired
back.
old laptop.
Life happened. We missed 2 weeks. That's fine. We're here for fun. And we hope you guys enjoy it because each week we bring the top 5 comics of the week that we think are worthy of your attention. And it is this week that was last week's, next week's top 5 comics, which is April 24th, 2024. And we're going to start it off with our number 5 with Mr. Dick Tracy, number 1.
A new era for the iconic detective starts here. From best-selling and acclaimed authors Alex Segura and Michael Moresi, as an all-new noir-infused chapter in the Dick Tracy legacy kicks off with superstar artist Geraldo Borges. In the aftermath of World War II, the country stands frozen, waiting for the next shoe to drop. In the city, a brutal murder draws the attention of rising star detective Dick Tracy, who soon discovers the bloodshed is just the beginning of a complicated web that threatens to ensnare everything he cares about, blending the classic elements of the Dick Tracy world, including his iconic villains, supporting cast, and unforgettable watch radio, with a hard-boiled and realistic take. Dick Tracy 1 kicks off a fresh and modern take on the iconic detective that remains true to his rich history. Ooh, they got me off the bat.
Yeah, I think this
This
is,
is cool, man.
yeah, I think it's super neat whenever you take super old, long running, been a while since it's been modernized property and just kind of update it for. Obviously, it's not updated for modern times, but given a new coat of paint, to
Yeah, I
put
mean
it that way.
it's the way it goes with anything. It's always cyclical, right?
Yeah,
Like, eventually this will be the old one that gets replaced
right,
again.
exactly.
Um, but I do think, I mean, we're in this era of comics where people are so much more willing to, take big steps with old IPs.
Yeah,
So I think it's cool. It's a good, you know, fun little side comic, I think.
yeah, for sure. And speaking of old IPs that are coming back, we have the next one from Universal Monsters over at Image. Creature from the
Is
Black
this
Lagoon
technically an
lives.
image number one?
It is technically an Image number 1.
An image number one.
Acclaimed creators Dan Waters, Ram V, and Matthew Roberts rise from the depths for an all new epic. Years after the events of the original film, journalist Kate Marston hunts for a notorious serial killer in the heart of the Amazon. Hot on the trail of this madman, she soon encounters an unexpected new threat. But is it a friend or foe? Or is it simply the creature from the Black Lagoon? So I really like these Universal
Oh,
monsters, like they did the Dracula, and I don't know. It's again another fun take on old properties
well,
coming
it's
back.
yeah, it's just more. It's more world building,
Yeah,
honestly. Like it's just it's kind of an unlimited supply of very, I don't know, fertile creative ground.
yeah,
Like you can kind of do whatever you want because why not? Like who's going to be mad about a new creature from the Black Lagoon story?
not many.
Yeah.
I think it's
And
pretty
the
cool.
art, I mean, the art looks a lot. I mean, it's going to be a lot different than Dracula, but it
Sure.
looks like they're doing the same thing, which is like capturing that old horror vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. But moving on to our number 3 this week, we got a big word: Spectregraph.
Modern masters James Tynion IV and Christian Ward join forces to bring you their next horror classic, a ghost story steeped in the decay of a century of capitalism. For years, the mansion has sat strangely nestled into the coastline, just a short drive north of Los Angeles. Rumors have haunted the place for years. Its owner, a titan of American industry, with a strange fascination in the occult and the paranormal. For decades, the richest men and women in the country have whispered to each other, trying to understand what he was building alone in that mansion for all those years. And now, finally, with his death and his estate finally open for sale, they are eager to find out for themselves. Two of the most celebrated visionaries of the medium, multiple Eisner Award winners James Tynion IV and Christian Ward, invite you into the world of Spectregraph, a haunting cerebral horror novel that peels back the layers of America's opulent wealth and uncovers the rot underneath. But be careful, once you enter, you may never leave. Spectregraph is perfect for fans of The Haunting of Hill House and The Conjuring. Dude, this one is gonna be a big one. I mean, it's
it's James
Tynion,
Tynion horror
Distillery.
distillery.
It's his first distillery book too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's gonna really bring it with this one.
Yeah, and almost like Batman was the warm up with the whole like the wealthy and what the wealthy do kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But
No, I mean, I just loved in the Devil's Cut, the short bit of this that I read.
mm-hmm.
It looks so good.
Yeah,
So I mean, I love how they did a good job of teasing us with that, and then the first few series have been really good. And it's like, I think that with Tiny and being such a big part of Distillery, I do think this is going to be one of those books that they talk about when they mention his name, probably.
oh, absolutely, for sure. But
Are there any cool variants though?
yes.
Except I don't really want to collect too many of these as variants.
No, because they are the weird, awkward shape that are hard to
To that
store.
big one.
Yeah. No, that's what makes it difficult. But pick up the cheapest one, read it. I'm sure it's going to be good.
Dude, imagine what a collected edition is going to look like.
I know.
I mean, that's going to be big. It's going to look like my wedding photo album.
They're coffee table books. Just imagine this guy on the cover just chilling on your coffee. But moving on to our number 2 this week, we got Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red. Darth Maul stars in his very own horror blockbuster, a prison ship transporting a cult known as the Final Occultation. Goes offline. Yes. Darth Maul is sent by Palpatine to investigate. What he finds on board is the stuff of nightmares. It's up to him to stop this profoundly dark and unstable force that wishes to bring chaos to the galaxy. Seems
Darth
pretty
Maul
rad.
stories, dude.
Darth Maul horror book?
I mean, I love
it's pretty cool.
Marvel's got like gold every time they make one of these books.
Yeah.
Because they just choose like the most badass characters and they're like, all right, we'll make it like extra violent.
Yeah.
And dark.
To accentuate the red.
Yeah, like these books are always fun to read.
Yeah.
And absolutely. Darth Maul's just so cool.
He fits it perfectly.
Ever since watching episode 1, just so cool.
His sword has 2 lightsabers. It has 2 blades, Murphy.
That's now, they better not mess around, though, and, like, try to, like, it's up to him to stop this profound
this has to...
force. They better not anti-hero him.
No.
Like, leave my Darth Maul evil.
No, I think this is just doing Palpatine's bidding kind of a mission.
Yeah.
But things go awry.
So. But you know Marvel, though, they'll make an anti-hero out of anybody.
I'll be real mad. I'll be mad if it's not just Darth Maul slaughtering some people.
It's gotta be.
Or some monsters.
I will say, I feel like Star Wars doesn't have much room for that, you know?
No, it doesn't.
Like, because of the fact that we already know, like, Darth Maul's beginning and end have already been written.
Sure.
It's kind of like Obi-Wan's gonna live until that one moment, you know.
Right.
So it's like I don't think the Darth Maul would be like the universe doesn't lend itself to making those drastic changes.
So it's what happens in Darth Maul's middle that matters, right? Since we know the beginning and the end.
Yeah, I mean it's
Now,
like it's like Darth Vader's never gonna lose a fight.
yes.
You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Darth Maul also loses his middle.
So I like the movie variant. Actually, that Frank Miller cover,
Mm-hmm. It's pretty
I'm
good.
kind of about all of these covers.
Yeah, it's like a oh, what was that book? Hitman? No. I have to know this.
Did the cover with Sidious behind? Oh man, they're all so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. I just love that we get so much Star Wars content now.
Oh, it's great. It's incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so much Star Wars content.
Sure. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I'm happy. I got my card game now. I got my
Yeah,
comics. I got my books. I got my
yeah,
movies. I got my TV shows.
yeah. We do have
I
the
got my
new
miniature
TV show
game.
starting soon.
I got two miniature games. You got two miniature games. You have a single player deck building game, two player deck building game, and then the trading card game, other board games. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. But not to be outdone by our number one, Something is Killing the Children, number 36, which, is a book that has been long running on this show. Uh, but this one we wanted to bring up
Tiny Head.
especially because it is a great jumping on point.
Something is Killing the Children returns to reveal more of Erica Slaughter's formative past, set before the Archer's Peak saga. A perfect starting point for new readers and diehard Slaughterverse fans alike. Each standalone issue of this arc highlights Erica's appearance in 5 different American towns, chronicling her journey that forged her into the unparalleled monster hunter she is today. Dude, the fact that this book has reached this point is so cool.
And has
Like, because really,
no signs of slowing down.
yeah, like he is just killing it. This book is still so good. The Slaughterverse in general, like House of Slaughter, also, I didn't expect that to be as good.
And we saw the
And it just,
previews. There's another one, right? Or no, that was the
uh,
House on the Lake is getting a new one.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah,
Another
that's just
more James
tiny.
Tiny. More James Tiny.
Just so much. But no, I mean, the fact that he took this from issue 1 to 35 and like the story, like I can't wait to hear more. But now he's like, well, let's just go back in time anyway. Like, everyone, here's Erica Slaughter's past. Like, there's still so much room for this story to grow.
Oh, for sure.
Just love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I still got to buy in issue 1. I'm still so mad at myself for missing this one. Like, I don't know what happened. I got on at issue 3. Don't have the issue 1 or 2.
Is it still like $150?
It's probably slowed down a little bit.
Nope. Oh, that's a 9.4.
See, yeah, I don't need it. I don't even need it graded, really.
450 or 425.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at some point there's gotta be some news about the show or the movie, whichever one they
Yeah,
end up landing on doing.
you would think.
I mean, they started talking about it being optioned for film and stuff, what, like 2 years ago at this point?
I don't think I ever remember hearing about a cast though, and I feel like I would have heard about that.
No, isn't it supposed to be like a Netflix? I think it's supposed to be Netflix.
And then we usually hear about cast still.
Hey, do we? With Netflix?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well,
I mean, they probably just pocketed it.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it is Netflix. But we can look into this after. We'll report back next week.
We'll report back. Still worth picking up.
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
you've been waiting, because it is a big story to jump in on. If you were waiting, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, so my recommendation would be pick up this issue. If you like it, if you think it's cool, go pick up trade number 1 and start there. Start with the trades. Catch up. And then you'll be good to go from here. So, because it's hard to recommend books and series that go long because there are only a few points in the year, if there's even more than one, that it really makes sense to really jump on one of these ongoing books, like on that issue, and have like a nice entry point into the series without spoiling yourself of things that have happened in the past. But it seems like this is a safe one to do that. So we wanted to highlight that. And with that, that'll be your top 5 comics for the week. And next week, when these are last week's comics and next week's comics are this week's comics, we'll catch you guys later.